2020, a virus changed the world. Some dismissed it, some denied it. But when the lockdowns came, no one could ignore it. A virus disrupted everything we thought was stable. Schools closed, churches shut their doors, jobs vanished, and families cracked under the weight. And suddenly, truth became negotiable. We learned that even the most stable parts of our life could come apart, and most of us weren't ready. We didn't know what to hold on to. COVID didn't just infect the lungs, it infected trust and destabilized our identity. And most of all, it revealed how fragile our shared reality really is. We didn't have a framework for what was coming. And people like me, who think we're rational, we did irrational things. I was a software product manager at the time. I lived in a small town, had a simple life. I was also a leader at my local church congregation. I saw the effects of COVID-19 from many different perspectives. And during COVID, I watched a generation of young people fall into psychological freefall because adults didn't or couldn't give them an anchor. We weren't ready for the panic. We weren't ready for the manipulation. We weren't ready to ask the right questions before the world changed. I don't want to make that mistake again, not when we can see the signals this time. What signals am I talking about? We are now seeing something new, something even bigger than a pandemic. Let's be honest, in the last few years, we have seen more headlines about unidentified aerial phenomenon or UFOs than ever before. Whistleblowers, classified footage, congressional hearings, more questions than answers really. Disclosure is no longer science fiction. It's an unfolding process. But the story isn't about aliens. It's about us. The real story isn't the sightings. It's about what happens after people start to believe. The moment we say we are not alone, that's the moment we risk becoming unmoored and untethered from our core beliefs. What happens to us spiritually, psychologically, or socially when our understanding of reality starts to break? That's what the Day After Signal podcast is for. This isn't a sci-fi podcast. This isn't a conspiracy channel. This is a call to prepare. Because when reality shifts, when the old truths crack, you need something stronger than headlines. You need a framework. I've spent my career building systems, and now I'm building one for thought itself. That's why I created the Critical Thought Learning Frame. I want to offer something simple, something you can carry with you when the world starts to wobble. I call it the Critical Thought Learning Frame. It's not a belief system, it's not a theory. It's a way of thinking when everything else starts to fall apart. The frame has 4 parts: anchor, sight, stance, and direction. I'll briefly define these. Anchor, what grounds you when everything else changes? Sight, what can you still see clearly when the world gets loud? Stance, how will you respond, reactively or with intention? Direction, where are you headed? Are you drifting or moving with clarity? This isn't self-help. It's not a productivity hack. It's a soul-level preparation because the next crisis might not be physical. It might be spiritual. It might be psychological. It might shake the very story you've built your life around. And when that happens, I want you to be ready. This learning frame isn't just a concept. It's a posture. It's a practice. It's a quiet promise to yourself. I can remain whole even when reality shatters. If you're listening to this, maybe you already feel it. The slow shift in what we're told, the subtle redefinition of what's normal. The way certain ideas, once considered fringe, are suddenly showing up in mainstream media. You don't need to believe in aliens to recognize what's happening. The framing of truth is changing. And unless we anchor to something deeper, We'll get swept out by whatever voice is the loudest and not the most honest. I'm not here to convince you of anything except this. We all need tools for clarity because the world is only getting louder and more chaotic. The learning frame isn't here to replace your faith or your worldview. It's not a doctrine, it's a method. It helps you think critically under pressure without losing who you are. It's spiritual armor, not a spiritual override. In the coming episodes, we'll talk about alien disclosure, sure, but also about power, faith, memory, and meaning. This podcast is built around a simple principle. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to prepare your mind to meet it. We'll walk through each piece of the learning frame, and we'll ask the hard question. Who benefits from the stories we're being told? Why now? We will also explore how to protect our kids, our faith, and our purpose when the foundation of history starts to shift. I don't know when the big moment will happen, but I know the unraveling has already begun. I believe this. Preparation is the antidote to panic. Clarity is the cure for confusion. And you don't have to abandon your soul just because the story changes. We are here to become the kind of people who hold fast to our core beliefs, even when the story gets hard. I'm Shane Lester. This is the Day After Signal podcast. We are not powerless. We are not meaningless. We are not unanchored. Even as the world transforms around us, our strength can endure, rooted in who we really are.